lane, Juggernaut's gonna spin if he ever gets caught inside the cogs, ice shards, that kind of stuff. So there's still value in DDR's Tusk. I'm not gonna say it's like a worthless pick, and in the team fights, in the early fights, I'm gonna see him do a lot of work. I'm just saying in the laning stage, he doesn't have like a guaranteed base to associate with, synergize with. Every lane's good for him, none of them are great. So we'll go ahead and switch things up as we load into the game here. We're just waiting on to pick up the Night Stalker. Here we go. So to start things off here, I got to talk about like tempo of the game. I feel like they're pretty even. Where looks like we have a small disconnect. Maybe not. There we go. Are we perfect world lagging? Alright, we're perfect world lagging. So we're gonna see a TP from the Tusk bottom. He's gonna try to get that observer ward around this camp. And otherwise, we don't really have much more information because we're completely frozen here. So I'm gonna go ahead, switch over to an overlay, and I'm gonna go ahead and restart, make sure that we have a good game to watch here. Hopefully no first blood with the snowball. Maybe I should watch for that. No, they've already dropped the ward. I'm just gonna go and reset. We get a good, perfect world.
"30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
I'll take that as tribute.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
First blood. My Fleet Strider's tracks run red.
In the game, sometimes spells don't play and you miss an entire ultimate or something. There is going to be one kill coming out here. This kill happened for the disruptor, so it looks like they were able to find something with just the ice shards, I would say. Let's see, the Tusk got the assist, and yeah, it was just the disruptor. And oh, Bang getting isolated here against the clockwork. It looks like he'll go down with one more battery cell tick. Get in there, July. Got him. Alright, so 2-0 in favor of FanTuan here, 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the game. Like I said, we did miss a little bit of action, but we have a pretty good idea of how that all panned out. I mean, the kill on the Bane we just saw, and then the Night Stalker just gets aggressive, gets caught out by Tusk plus Disruptor. So, Faith, fortunately, feeding a little bit of momentum there. Otherwise, not too much interesting happening. Bottom lane, double checking that before I fix my config.
Foaming in.
Alright, we're good to go. Everything's back in, and as you can see, we're looking pretty smooth as far as the hero movement here, so I'm happy we got that fixed. Restarting Steam. It's a weird fix, but, you know, it'll work. So yeah, you got our Darkseer looking for the early Soul Ring. Actually, it was only 200 gold off of that, so he's gonna have it pretty soon, and Manshell Push is doing some good work here. Frustrating the Gyrocopter, only a little bit. Got his boots, he's got Tango, Mingo. He'll be fine in terms of overall, like, gradual HP sustain. But in the meantime, Faith, where's he gonna go? Obviously he needs to get levels so that he can be more impactful at the 4-minute night, but he's only gonna be level 2 and level 3 for the first nighttime. Early CS, that's probably a lot more important than KDA, sorry guys. 19 and 12 on the Gyrocopter. ZSMJ playing the safe lane gyro, doing really well in that position. And it makes me wonder why they put him mid last time. But oh well. LPC under some pressure here, but actually gonna see Shinkyu just hit him with a blade dance and back. So like I said, these two heroes, they have some synergy, but not enough to run over a lane, especially not a Juggernaut Bane. Well, Broxy spamming out his spells. He's the Wind Ranger mid. Look at the bottle of the Banner in bottom. The U9 here. Look at the CS. 19 and 3 for the Wind Ranger, 17 and 9 for the Queen of Pain. And the Invis Room for U9 could create some interesting possibilities soon. And Stalker, again, only level 2, 101. Not that as scary as it could be, especially once they get the Observer Ward scouting him out. As soon as you... Oh wait, now it's a Radiant Ward. Bane caught out. Yeah, this could be pretty bad. He's not able to get a spell cast off here. The spell animations are too long, so snowballing forward on top of this, they're gonna get some great damage on Bane, but could be certain kills. As we see the Nightmare actually puts him invulnerable. Ice Shards is not enough to kill him. 44 HP, he'll TP away. And they'll not only kill off the Clockwork, but it looks like DDR2. He buys himself a couple items. Is going to try to juke and jive in the trees, but in the end, a double kill for Shinkyu, and the Bane survives with a very nice self-nightmare. Just 1 second of invulnerability is enough to negate that 44 damage that otherwise would have been. Very close call, but in the end, he baits him into a double. And that's the strength of the Bane. It's not necessarily just the survivability of these heroes, it's the potential for a return kill. The Blade Fear is huge. Oh, great silence on Paparazzi, he can't run away! And they'll just right-click him down, the top from the Shadow Strike will finish the job. Faith now has to run. A little awkward movement from there, maybe some pathing issue. But now he's looking to go back in. Can they actually do this? Bane has a lot of damage with the Brain Sap, but this is us with enough HP to back it off and just hide under tower, at least for now. Oh, it's gonna be Night Stalker going back. Halfway through the daytime, he's got to run all the way back to Fountain just to fuel up some mana, so maybe not worth it to use those last 2 spells. Anyways, great kill on the Wind Ranger. Using the silence before the Wind Run comes out is very clutch. Even if it does mean the Queen of Pain goes down though. And Queen of Pain, in fact, died before the Wind Ranger did. So although post-mortem Queen of Pain gets the gold, it's Paparazzi that claims that experience and actually is topping out our experience per minute chart now. And bottle play. No, it's a smoke play. Interesting. CSMJ making the move with DDR. Call down is a very significant power spike with the Gyrocopter that a lot of teams don't seem to be taking advantage of. But here we see ZSMJ saying, okay, well, I can fight. I have an ultimate. It's not a long cooldown. Let's get something done. They're going to make their surprising way down bottom while the Disruptor gets solo experience top. So Pretty Haw is a bit vulnerable, but we're going to see that call down, that Snowball, and the Rocket Rod bring Faith low. Nice charge. So Faith does what he can, but he's going to be absolutely destroyed. Now actually July gets caught out again. Stalker's not having a great game. I really feel like you should just be cogging back the creeps here. I mean, Camp's been blocked out for a little while. It looks like they did reward that actually 2 minutes into the game. Comes back on U9, Sonic Wave, Pretty Haw, taking down, TPing home. The Shadow Strike won't be enough here. U9 back home with a DD, or sent back to mid with a DD rune. Can't do much with it. Nice little play there, Pretty Haw. And ZSMJ just gets 1 kill and rotates right back up top. Loses a little bit of CS for it, that is now 2nd in net worth. So it's good for the team overall, but probably bad for ZSMJ. That kill is from a long time. TPing to mid, wrapping all the way down here and then running all the way back. It's efficient. Oh, and the carry, if anything, has to be efficient. But CSMJ, he's gonna find that farm no matter what. Check out stacks. No stacks on his ancients. But actually, very few stacks in his jungle as well. This is awkward. I figured a little bit more would work out, but obviously you have to be worried about Zex Bingo stealing those stacks with Iron Shell. So we're gonna go for a play here on the top lane. The TP response should be there though. Tusk doesn't have one. Disruptors on cooldown, so that actually could have been some good damage coming in. But it does hit daytime. I think the Void would have been still the full duration, but after that, the Night Stalker would be pretty slow. Diving Gyrocopter isn't the easiest proposition either. How's Shinkyu doing? Stuff, farming up phase, poor man's shield. Probably looking for the Battle Fury as I mentioned. This is a pretty good bread and butter set of items to rush the Battle Fury now. I think it is important to pick up the Battle Fury with the Darks here on your team, with the Snowball against you. Like, there's a lot of reasons why you're going to be cleaving. And of course, you can then actually keep pace and farm with the Gyrocopter. We're gonna see a call down here. Fade gets caught inside the kinetic. Great play from Pretty Hell there. Beautiful disruptor performance. And it's just with natural dire vision. They didn't have any ward behind the tower. They just get the glimpse at the right.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bane also not able to do much. This is awkward for U9. He's gotten two really good runes for kills, the Invis rune and the Haste rune, but there's just been no opportunity. He almost got somebody top, but that didn't work out. His only kill to his name, he wasn't even there for it, without tick on Wind Ranger when he died. U9, yeah, he needs to get some momentum. I feel like the Queen of Pain has to start finding kills, or by default, Wind Ranger's going to be the more impactful hero because she's going to get items. Right now, 3,300 net worth. Queen of Pain, Reds for now. This isn't a great Orchid game, to be honest with you. I'd be surprised if he didn't just go for the Aghanim's. Here, looking for the early mechanism. No there. Sometimes Darkseers go Arcanes before that, and they jam the crap out of Iron Shell, but Bingo seems content with just the kind of mid-range Iron Shell spawn by him with the Soul Ring. And he gets mangoed up, so not a Soul Ring.
Where's my pension?
Alrighty, so Clockwork gonna be looking for Blade Mail. This game, not great against the Juggernaut, but pretty good against the Queen of Pain. And probably just goes for tanky items. He wants to get right up in Bane's business, and you can't do that without a little bit of durability. Overall, golden experience pretty okay. That was a Gyrocopter illusion? No, Wind Ranger illusion, and that's quite unfortunate. Now Shinky without a Omni Slash is going to be knocked back by the Cogs in the Static Storm. The kinetic field will not come out in time, but we're going to see him glimpse towards it, having to spin, and with Faith coming in, he's going to just start zoning with his body. He's going to get there as a buffer to make sure that the Juggernaut gets out safely, and in fact tries to go for kills, but they've got just coming in. Look how that TP response is going to give them the numbers advantage. U9 trying to get a good Sonic Wave off, but instead getting shackled to Bane. He'll get the Sonic Wave, scream, big damage to bring down the Disruptor. Even more. Paparazzi, Wind running away. Tusk has some Ice Shards in just 3 seconds. Might be able to separate these guys out. That would be huge. Fade right on target. The Ice Shards don't lock out Fade. They for the call down. And that will be Wind Ranger running out with 50 HP remaining. Very close call. Doesn't stay for the power shot though, and that might be enough damage to Grizzix Bingo to turn it. Great wall of replica here. Hits on 3 heroes before he goes down. They turn it around completely. All the TPs for the short respawns and the wall of replica are just enough to absolutely obliterate FanTuan at the tail end of that fight. If only they got the power shot. I understand Wind Ranger's 40 HP. Paparazzi's got to be scared, but he got that power shot. That would have been Death of the Darkseer before he drops the wall. Instead, pushing him in the Cogs turns out to be the death of FanTuan. And a huge turn of events for Tongfu as now Shinkyu pushes readily on this tier 1 tower. All started with Omni Slash being wasted on a Wind Ranger illusion. The Radiant didn't have on the bottom room. And actually Shinkyu dead here. Yeah, they do everything they need to bring him down. Defensive Nightmare would have helped a little bit there, but I don't think it saves him.
Dire's bottom tower.
It's going to be Wind Ranger denying the tier 1 bottom. So, just looking at kills 3, 1, and 2 for Shinkyu now. A lot better game than before, just by default, but Obviously, alternative events that he didn't want there. Mechanism's going to be pretty huge for the Darks here. What items are really big for FanTuan though? I mentioned all the items are picking up, but none of them seem to be really impactful. There's a Sange, going to be an S&Y on ZSMJ. There's a Blade Mill in the Workfly, Urn of Shadows for the Disruptor, and something big for Wind Ranger. I would say Wind Ranger's items is really the only one that's going to be making a difference anytime soon. Sange is probably a medium impact, just that extra durability is going to be huge in the fights. Whatever Wind Ranger goes for is the... It looks like it's going to be a Blink Dagger. Paparazzi rushing out the Blink. I'm a pretty big fan of this. If you have heroes that you can kill off in a single shackle shot, then Blink could be the perfect item to make game-winning plays happen. But it goes for a Midas! Oh no! Okay. I go from extreme approval to the most disapproving you can be. It's fine. Obviously, there's one thing is that Gyrocopter's taking a lot of farm here. ZSMJ, he's trying to farm the map more across the board, the jungles and the lanes, much more than the Wind Ranger can keep up with. So, I go for a farming item to try to still stay relevant this game, and Maelstrom probably would have just been too greedy. They don't have enough creeps to farm a Gyrocopter and a Wind Ranger. So what they do instead is just condense that gold into reliable golden areas for Wind Ranger through Midas. Overall, I can't blame them, but it wasn't the item that I expected, nor that I think is ideal. Either way, Cog knockback actually not the best here. If they had him just sitting in the ice shards, that would have been great, but instead he actually bounces out of the static storm, and now Shinkyu is on the run with 2 heroes backing him up. This could be great, and Omnislash could come out here and do a lot of damage, but the Sonic Wave is only doing so much. Pretty Hot does go down. Shinkyu's Omnislash sees through to that, but now they're caught in the Cogs, and ZSMJ doing massive damage. The Rocket Barrage and Flag Cannon kills off the Juggernaut and nearly kills off Zex Bingo, but they're gonna be up. Zeke does get a good feed grip off this fight, but with the Rain Sap, they'll make it a 5-for-1. Oh boy, the Bill Cog knockback there, that was the thing that ruined them. This is a great a barrier. If they put the ice shards there, the Cogs and the ice shards there, all on the static storm, he's completely trapped. But with the Cog knockback, he just slips right out of all of it, wastes all their spells. Spin and Phase Boots back to safety, and they set up for the perfect turnaround. That is just gorgeous. I think the Sonic Wave looked like it was kind of minimal, but if it hit an even 2 heroes, it was good. For some reason, like I think there was a perfect world glitch showing it only hitting 1, but he might have hit 2 with it. The damage FT took a moment was quite considerable, using the Omni Slash, the Sonic Wave, and the Scream all at once. Either way, FanTuan now kind of on the back foot, as we now 3k experience and net worth favoring Tongfu. ZSMJ kind of back in farming mode, just goes for that SMY. He needs a BKB next, I would say. And now, like, FanTuan's lineup is more suited for pushing and fighting with short cooldowns than it is for anything else. I mean, if you look at the cooldowns of their ultimates, you've got 50 seconds on cooldown, Tusk's Flawless Punch is only 20, Hookshot is only 70 at level 1, the Static Storm is the longest at 90, and then you've got, for now, a 60-second cooldown on Focus Fire, which will be reduced to 15 later. So what to me is that FanTuan's lineup is stronger when it's pushing, when it's fighting, when it's killing, and then just whenever they kill off Tongfu, they back and find a ton of farm while Tongfu cannot. In this case, it's been very different. Fights haven't gone the way they want to. They have to farm because they don't really have an alternative. This is a giving time for Queen of Pain to her next ultimate ready. He's going for either BKB or Ags. I think again Ags is really good here, but Static Storm is a bitch, so maybe U9 hates so much of the rest of the BKB. And yeah, they get to wait out the daytime too. Like, there is no aggression coming from FanTuan during Night Stalker's weakest point this game. I mean, he's working towards his Aghanim Scepter, but right now about like the 17-minute mark, like a Night Stalker is not really particularly spectacular hero. Net worth here showing a slight advantage to Tongfu in terms of cores, but you look at the boards here and the Clockwork. These 3 heroes here, the Tusk, the Disruptor, and the Clockwork, down in the bottom 4. The Clockwork just now finishing Blade Mail in July has just been set back so much with all the deaths that happened bottom. He is now 2, 4, and 6. And the problem with that is that Clockwork very frequently puts himself in harm's way intentionally. That's the way he initiates. He puts himself right up in there. And although he can soak up some good damage, he can reflect some of it with Blade Mail. End of the day, he's just going to keep dying. Over and over again, he's going to keep dying. And this means he's probably not going to find another item for another 10 minutes. Something surprising happens. And that's the surprise factor here is the Smoke of Deceit. Missing on multiple lanes though, that would be considered a safe place to farm. It looks like Tongfu are aware of this. This is a pretty predictable 5-man smoke. So the only they're going to make is a 3-man movement towards their own Ancients. Faith just staying, keeping his distance, and they did lose their smoke early here from in July, but maybe he broke it into, I don't know. Either way, range creep kills off the ward they just placed. Thanks. Very nice early sentry position, and now all Tongfu have to do is push down mid with the DD. Going back to that item decision, Night Stalker looks to be caught out here. A bit of a mistake from him, but not the most impactful. There is no tower to kill down bottom, so they're wasting their time. They lose a tier 2, and all they do is pick up a Night Stalker for their smoke play. Pretty weak for FanTuan all around. And I'll mention that Queen of Pain did actually go for the BKB. A lot of people will scoff at a BKB first item. 19-minute BKB. That's way too early. You can't farm. You are using charges earlier and earlier because the components of BKB aren't great, and the recipe doesn't enhance them. It's straight 24 damage from Mithril Hammer, and then all the recipe does is give you this active, which the earlier you use it and the more frequently you use it, worse off you can be. But because you're up against a Disruptor who is completely nullified by BKB, and a Blade Mail, which is actually gonna hurt shit if he's on a Blade Clockwork, I think it's perfectly reasonable pickup for U9. Aghanims would have been okay, but could have been still problematic. And I think a Snowball would have sufficed there, but they wanted to make sure Bane goes in. They just are really hungry for blood. They get their 13th kill, but and they're sad they're this far behind, I would say.
Is under attack.
4,400 net worth.
I'll take that as tribute.
2,800 experience favoring Tongfu. And Disruptor's rushing X? Boy, that'll create some problems for Tongfu, but I still think Juggernaut's a decent answer to that, since he can spin on an 18-second cooldown to avoid the glimpse into the Static Storm, where other heroes have to use their BKB every time they get glimpsed. Juggernaut's not really that type of hero, so still a good pickup, great stats for pretty well, and could be a very deciding aspect of some later team fights, but immediately I still think that Tongfu can withstand it, not shaking
Radiant's top tower
just
is under
because
attack.
the Disruptor has a point. DDR here on the side. Looks like they want to go for like a 3v1 play when somebody pushes out the waves, but they're not getting that. It's just a double Ion Shell here on the creep wave, and Tongfu keep playing their own game. They keep avoiding the blind spot, focusing on where they know is safe, and that's really smart movement from them. Chinkyu's always been in a comfortable position. They've had some good wards. Dire, oh my gosh, they barely missed that. Oh,
Radiant's
the vision, that Observer ward did not extend. That means we're going to be seeing a good possible move from Tongfu. They see Paparazzi here. They have greater night vision.
Radiant's
they will get a void. No,
attack.
they were definitely in range to cast a spell or two, but clear as a Force Staff, and that was enough to safety. So the smoke actually does fail to accomplish much. Wind Ranger was not the target they wanted to go on there, apparently. Especially not that close to home with the Force Staff. Pretty hot, almost. Gets caught out here, very, very close to 9, but is able to just back it up and start getting back control of the map. I'm wondering which team is going to pick up the gem first. Obviously, the Night Stalker is the most common team to have a gem before the other, but I feel like FanTuan are in such a bad position in terms of vision, you might be tempted to dip into it. And then, of course, you always have to wonder, do they run the risk of losing that gem and giving it to the Night Stalker for free? It would be pretty disastrous. And they're giving Disruptor a lot of farm, though. I mean, 38-26 is not much in terms of net worth. You see that he's not, like, segueing it into anything else. He's not even bothering upgrading to Magic Wand. He wants this Aghanim's as quickly as possible. And Tranquil and Magic Stick is the only other items he's gonna have. Yeah, really just focusing on that. No side items, no Solar Crests and Glycapes and Force Staffs, etc., etc., etc. Aghanim's alone.
Are fortified.
Juggernaut now has a Manta style. Goes for that. The Manta Drum over alternatives like Battle Fury. And actually we're going to see U9 caught out here. 9 Power Costs and a great Static Storm. He doesn't even get the chance to use his BKB on Fade. Is pretty much dead to right inside the cogs. And of course that board sets up for the Shackle, but it will not latch. And now it's going to be the Gyrocopter that has to do the heavy lifting this fight. The Pain Script is not available. They used it already. Nightmare attempted, but wake up and from the Iron they're just going to keep going. Shinkyu here. Oh, gets a crit. He actually gets enough damage to bring on the Wind Ranger. That was a very close call. They don't want to go through the wall. Shinkyu to spin TP. Froglair catches LPC, but that's it. Oh my goodness, that could have been so much better for FanTuan. They started that fight really well, killing off a Queen of Pain without her casting Sonic Wave or UDKB is insanely good. That is an amazingly good initiation. It shows why Tongfu made a mistake for going into the pit. But, in the end of the day, 4,000 damage comes out from the Juggernaut. Just couldn't finish off their last 2 opponents thanks to the well-placed wall of the Darkseer. Mech versus non-fight, yeah. So that's another big thing, is the Darkseer has a mechanism, and FanTuan don't have that item yet. I think Tusk will work towards it, most likely, as time goes by. But right now they don't have the mechanism, and just that 250 HP very clearly saved Bane and Juggernaut's fake in there. And while I may have argued for something other than Manta style here, that extra 10 strength, it actually was what saved his life there. So, getting some value out of the stats already. And honestly, Yasha is already a really good item for farming and moving. And maybe I'm overhyping the Blink Vacuum Omni Slash. Get some bleed hits in it, but without attack speed you don't get that much. Oh, hey, actually you get out of here. That doesn't work anymore. Power Cogs used to knock back through BKB, which was really OP against Slave Stealer, but no longer. A little perturbed by it, clearly. But yeah, essentially as soon as you blow the hook, if you don't have a Walrus Punch in range, you don't have a kill on a Juggernaut. At least they're controlling the pit well. Rocket flaring frequently and obviously contesting it more directly. It'll make about making such an invasion play happen again.
Radiant's top tower.
Gyrocopter will take the tier 1 top tower for free. The SMJ now building up to the BKB, and he actually has it. It is a good time to be a Gyrocopter. Almost hitting level 16, has the BKB. He is, I would say, stronger than the Juggernaut right now, despite them being pretty much equal in net worth. Just have to see what the Juggernaut can do to make the fight that more valuable. Oh, but they could just jump him right here. They need to make sure the Walrus Punch is close at hand. They go for the hook shot. He just spins and away. That's such a hard kill to find. You have to wait. You just have to be more patient, I think. I mean, they just smoked. They could have absolutely waited 10 more seconds, waited for him to get away from the creep wave instead of just hooking on the creeps. I don't understand why you hook creeps there and not just wave, but we see another failed set of spells to connect, and gonna be Tongfu to take the map. Look at this. Faith gets bought a Geometry Sight by the Darkseer, so XX Mio drops 900 gold, but suddenly Faith, with Aghanim's and Gem, is roaming around, finding wards, and starting to just take the full map. Oh, Juggernaut does go for Diffusal. Wow, Manta Diffusal. Who does he want to burn mana on? Interesting. I mean, I've seen this build against Wraith King. I would advocate for this build against Medusa, but in this game, it's a little awkward. Mana burn is not that important. Purge is not really that beneficial. Is there anything you want to purge off yourself? No. I mean, he has 2 self-purges, and no real value in that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I have to think about this one. I'm not gonna judge Shinyu. He has his own way of doing things. He picks up Mantle a lot in Spirit already, so I'm sure he has his reason. but in particular, it doesn't feel like the build that I would advocate for Juggernaut. But we'll let it
Dire's
play
bottom
out
tower
and
is
see
under
what
attack.
value he does get out of it as the game goes by. And he's just not really the big carry doing a lot of damage in the fights. That's the thing that I'm looking for. Is does he go for Butterfly next? I think that's probably it. Scotty or Butterfly are both good, and they do both stack with Diffuse. But anywho, Xingqiu's doing Xingqiu things. Queen of Pain gonna be going BKB Orchid. Like, wait, no, nowhere near enough mana for pressure, so it can't be that. Goes for the Dominator. There is a Glimmer Cape up on the Bane, a BKB now up for the Wind Ranger. Keep an eye on chat. If you guys have an idea about the value of the Manta Diffusal, go ahead, or lay some knowledge on me, but I can see where it would be good in some games. I just don't see much for it in this game. Alright, gonna be seeing Tongfu looking to pounce here. Paparazzi again, not the target they want. He's got BKB Wind Run, he's got Force Staff. They walk right down by him, they don't even care. They're like, yeah, like, not really good effort. What they could do is go for a Fiend's Grip on Paparazzi and then lock the hook shot. Put a bunch of arrows in front of him. And essentially what you do there is you glimmer the Fiend's Grip so that the glimpse doesn't come out from the Disruptor, and then you just block the hook shot. Which is see smoke broken by Xingqiu. He's invis with Iron Shell, and he might just find himself a little solo kill on the back end. This is pretty hot with the Active Scepter, so the Static Storm have to be huge. It's only on U9, but he doesn't get BKB off, which means it is huge. They're gonna kill U9 again without him getting the BKB off. Now we're gonna see the Fiend's Grip coming out here, canceled finally, but he does get a good brain tap and will keep himself alive. Now Juggernaut comes through, but he doesn't do enough damage. He'll be on the run, he'll spin, but he'll die. It's gonna be a 3-0. A huge open there with the hookshot cogs with a Static Storm on campaign. That is the exact opener you need in that situation. It's countered by Force Staff if an ally brings it, but right now Radiant don't have a Force Staff. And they actually kept them completely unawares, and they will take Roshan for themselves. Beautiful, beautiful play there from FanTuan. That said, really not much you can do once you lose the Queen of Pain there, since again the is not really doing the heavy lifting in terms of damage output. And at that point you just have to run and save the gem. But no, you cannot first Wind Run. That would be absolutely insane. MKB is good against Wind Run. That's about it. That you tried to disable her while it's active, so you can start hitting her while it's not. I don't know. Age is gonna go to the gyrocopter. Oh yeah, there's no Oblivion in refresher. Damn it, I'm off my game tonight. That's a little awkward. I gotta get out of 2014, guys. I have to think in the modern world, in the modern era. Jeez. Alright, what else we got here?
Radiant's middle tower is
Nothing really
under
coming
attack.
up. Night Stalker probably looks for BKB next. Maybe upgrade his boots for crying out loud. Play Starflies, I would
Radiant's
say.
middle tower is under attack.
But I think the next fight will happen before any new items come out, really.
Radiant structures are
Disruptor might the
fortified.
blink. And note also that Wind Ranger is going for a very damageless
Radiant's
build too.
middle
Both
tower has
the
fallen.
Juggernaut and the Wind Ranger are not contributing nearly the amount of damage you normally see, because there's no Maelstrom or Aghanims here on Paparazzi. But he's making it, get out. Pops the VKB, just drops the Chocolate on his Execto a little late, but they'll snowball everybody and Paul on Zexfinko. Big call down coming, a Gyrocopter pops the VKB and is doing massive damage. They get the Gyrocopter without Guardian Greaves coming out, and Xingqiu runs down the Tusk on the western flank here. U9 getting chased by Paparazzi, but he can't finish the job. The Focus Fire just doesn't do enough, and he'll be cleaned up by LPC and Faith. That was the Gyrocopter solo by CSM. His mana gone, getting purged. Now we see him completely locked down. They have infinite slows here. They can purge him as many times as they need to finish him off. And that's going to be a death for CSM. There's going to be a 5-man wipe because he massive team fight for Tongfu. Happens when FanTuan don't get the initiation they need. They put so many spells into a dark sea. Their RH wall, maybe not vacuum, maybe not the Guardian Grease, but at least the wall. And it turns out to be very, very poor exchange. I mean, they started off BKB shackle shotting the guy, and then put every spell into him from that point forward. They really wanted to kill this Darkseer, and gotta say, like, if you kill a Bane, take him out of the fight, and alright, tanky enough to withstand the Juggernaut's onslaught, and just start them in retreat, you're gonna be able to chase them down, because you have clips. We'll see Clockwork a little bit by himself, but I think they can fight now. Gyrocopter doesn't want to buy much, but even with 4-man, they're pretty scary, and they're gonna go. They don't have to glimpse. They could glimpse. I mean, yeah, they're gonna glimpse back the Juggernaut into Static Storm. He gets in the Blink Cape, and they don't seem to have detection, so Shinkyu is fine for the nice defensive Nightmare, but not nice enough. And break quickly, Manta and the Healing Warden, he's actually going right back in on Paparazzi, who got caught by the Fiend Script. Now silencing the Tusk, they'll chase DDR down, they'll take the tier 2 tower, and maybe even one more life. Omni Slash is here, yeah, they'll per Disruptor, and it will absolutely destroy their Thrall there. It's gonna be the cogs. I'm not sure about this. CSMJ all by himself, possibly BKB, at least he's not enfeebled as he goes for the Flag Cannon against 5. It's a 1v5 for CSMJ, and he can't kill Faith. Oh, the miss. Uphill. That is brutal. And that's gonna be him failing to really avenge any of his fallen comrades. 4 heroes go down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, here we go, tier 3 tower. Gonna be going down pretty quickly.
Dire's middle tower
And here we go, the melee rack's gonna be dropping.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Shortly after the range. Gonna be one full lane of racks before they have to retreat, and I don't think FanTuan gets many return kills here, if any. Somebody wants it, but really they just can't manage it, and this could be a mistake too. Snowballing forward here. We're gonna see LPC isolated, and it looks like, yeah, let's just pick up one kill here with a glimpse. Who is it gonna be? It looks like it's gonna be Bane. Goodbye, Mr. Bane. You did your best. Now you're going down. A little alive for a little bit longer. We're gonna see Hookshot come in here. Double Cogs and the Home Missile all connecting, but in July, even with the Blade Mail, is still able to do enough to Tongfu. They'll Guardian and they'll stay alive. There is an Aghanim's Hookshot though. If he can just get past this damn Manta style, these illusions. Oh, such block from Shinkyu. Finally he finds the real one, but he can't Cog knock him back. He gets silenced by U9 and it's gonna be hit really hard. No, the dodge! The snowball dodges out the Sonic Wave, and Intelai still momentarily alive. He will fall, but raided out heavily, getting a lot of kills on the sidelines now. Only gonna be the Gyrocopter versus Juggernaut, and Juggernaut wins out without even casting Omni Slash. Oh, Gyrocopter's just not a 1-1 hero. That guy sucks in single target. We're gonna see DDR try to clean up U9, but it's an ultra kill for Shinkyu. Butterfly online, Omni Slash at the ready. It's a mana, but otherwise ready to rumble in towards that top lane. A great fight for Tongfu. Their team fight is just so much better right now. FanTuan, they stretch themselves really thin trying to find any vengeance. Could have just had the Bane kill and then walk away. But no, they wanted more. The Clockwork keeps going and going and going, and he finds a really good opportunity, but gets silenced and killed off instead in spite of the snowball, and the fight just breaks down from there. They lose so many cores, and it feels like the one thing that FanTuan really didn't master this game was knowing when to quit. Tongfu, there were plenty of points in the game where they had the advantage, but FanTuan were playing as if they had the advantage 100% of the time. Well, for some fights they definitely could take. Oh, Static Storm coming down. Shinkyu doesn't care about the silence. Will take some damage, but Limp for Cape Nightmare, he walks away. U9, okay. We'll clean up the Disruptor. Some DKB and spamming Purge now, just making sure you can't escape. We're gonna see here. DDR caught out to last hit goes to the Bane. Jackal Shot doesn't latch. They're still gonna get some okay hits in here, but they don't have detection for Shinkyu. He buys himself to Azazel 2 and Blink Dagger, you better believe it. And the G is called. It doesn't matter what he builds, he is able to slaughter them through net worth advantage alone. I mean, that's built overall. I mean, I can't knock that. The Diffusal Blade active was involved just slowing its opponents, so it's pretty good. It's like a cheap Eye of Scotty, more slow, but less frequently. You only use it when you need it. Not bad. I definitely won't complain